yes, Devine Haney is training himself to get knocked out. That's what he's doing. And he needs to stop. And his team needs to stop training him to do so. For whatever reason, his team seems to have this thing in their heads where they believe that, hey, we need to get knockouts. We need to get knockouts in order to, I guess, progress or to grow, as a fighter, as far as, popularity and everything of that nature is concerned. And no, that's not your issue. Your issue is that when you work with Eddie Hearn, and you're on DAZN, and you're an American fighter. So when you're working with those group of people, you're just not going to progress. You're not going to grow as a fighter. You even see somebody like Canelo Alvarez. You see when he fought against Billy Joe Saunders, you were looking at $9 million at the gate. You did $9 million at the gate, and the only time they released anything as it pertains to Canelo Alvarez, as far as viewership was concerned, was like 600,000 concurrent views in the United States. You put him on Showtime, he does 18 million versus Plant. As far as the gate's concerned, when it comes to pay-per-view, he does over 800, whatever you believe, 600, 700, 800,000. That's pretty much doing as much as his concurrent views on DAZN at $80 a pop. So the issue is where you're fighting, the network you're fighting with, or the platform you're fighting with, and who's promoting you. It's just for the space that you're in, the place that you fight, the place that you're trying to grow yourself, you're in the wrong place. You quote getting knockouts is not, or trying to make yourself into a knockout fighter, that's not going to help. It's not going to help. Demetrius Andrews just got a knockout. Demetrius Andrews gets knocked out. He's still not talked about. He's still not growing. He's still not progressing as a fighter because of who he's signed to. And the platform that he fights on. That's just the reality of it. But what he's doing is going to get him hurt. It's going to get him knocked all the way out. Especially when he starts, fighting higher levels of competition and people would pop in their hands. When he's not fighting somebody that, was fighting at 126 pounds, and this is his second fight at 100, and I think it's his second fight at 135 pounds. You can't take the type of, people want to praise him for how great he fought and him becoming victorious. That's great, it's a good performance, but I personally didn't like the performance. I didn't like the performance. Other people are praising him and clapping. I didn't like the performance because me personally, I like to look into the future. Like, how is this going to help you as far as your future fights, and how it's going to help you as far as you progressing as a fighter? And what I see is a team that's teaching their fighter to fight outside of himself. They're trying to make him be something that he's not. That's what they're doing. This guy is a master boxer. He moves, he boxes, he's long jab, he's tall, really long jab. He's able to jab, hit people without being hit, and move out the way, and beat guys on points. That's what he does. And what they should be focused on is making that kid a better version of himself. Not, let's try to do what Tank does. You're not Tank. Let's try to do what Teofimo does, or what he used to do. You don't want to do what he did in his last fight. But let's be what Teofimo is. No. Be the best version of yourself. You know what you do good. You have your certain skill set, and you need to keep working on your skill sets and getting better at those skill sets. Day by day, progressing in what you do great. You trying to be somebody else is gonna get you knocked out. He's over here trying to push the pressure, trying to be more flat-footed, and he's getting caught with shots by a really slow guy. Somebody that's very, very, very slow. And this guy just is able to find position, they're able to find spots and spaces where he's able to catch you clean. Catch you with, with straight rights, with his little, left hook. Just, catching you to the body, catching you clean up top on multiple occasions. The game, like Floyd said, the name of the game was you want to take the least amount of punishment possible. There's no point, there's no reason for you to put yourself into a space where you're going to be getting touched like that. And somebody like Tank, he knows how to slip. Like, he'll know if you have no power, like, yeah, he'll get hit too. That is true, and he shouldn't be doing that either. But the thing is that with the people that you're facing, it's like, and you could possibly face in the future, it's not a good look. It's not a good look. This is not what you are. This is not what you do. It's not. So stop trying to be that. Stop trying to make yourself into something that you're not, thinking that, oh, that's what's going to bring me this popularity. That's what's going to make me big as far as a fighter is concerned. Forget all that. You got to just, number one, you need to find the people that you're with. That whole situation is not working as far as, let's say the progression that you're trying to make. So if the progression you're trying to make is not working with the people that you're with, you need to make an adjustment when it comes to that. That's the adjustment you need to make, not an adjustment with your game. You need to make an adjustment with the people that you're working with, period. You cannot get hit with super clean shots like you were just getting hit in that fight. You can't, because number one, you're breaking yourself down, and number two, against other people, you're going to get hit with some clean shots like that against Cambosis. Let's see how that works out for you. Get hit with clean shots like that against that man. You're literally teaching this kid how you're building bad habits with him. You're literally building bad habits with him. For what? What's the point? He got hit with a lot of shots that night that there was no reason for him to get hit with them. And it's because it's not even in his style. Someone like Tank Davis here, he's like a heat-seeking missile. He's gonna come there, he's gonna slip punches. What he usually does is, if somebody, he'll kind of, make, move, kind of box, jab. If somebody, he doesn't really necessarily feel anything from them, then he'll, maybe push the issue a little bit. Push the issue a little bit and then go. The problem but he's pretty much doing this at weights that he's already maximized, where he's gonna go. I think 140, if anything, that would be the highest he would go. But even at 140, you see, he wasn't getting hit with nothing. He's like, nah, hell no. Let me slip these. Let me get my movement on point, And he just knows how to do it. He knows how to get underneath guys and catch them and put them down. He knows how to put all the weight into his punches and put people out. But that's his style. That's his style. You need to do you. You're somebody who's a really big kid. You're going to be going to 147. Reality, you're probably going to end up going up to 154. Who knows? You might end your career at 160, if not 160, like probably 154. You're looking at 147, 154. There's guys up there you just can't do that with. And I'm not even talking about top tier dudes. I'm talking about the B-level guys. You can't do that with. Because they'll put you all the way out. Yeah, get hit with shots like that by Danny Garcia. Get hit with shots like that by someone like a Ugas. Get hit by shots. I'm not even talking about the top. Get hit with shots like that with someone like a Ortiz Jr. Get hit with shots like that with someone like a Jaron Ennis. Like, no, you can't do that. So why even build the habits? Why even build the habits? For what? You're not a knockout power puncher. You're not a knockout artist. When you're fighting even the lower tier guys, and I'm talking about even the beginning of your career, you weren't necessarily even getting knockouts like that back then. It's not what you do. So stop getting out, and that's not a bad thing. Like, you do, you have a style that works for you. If I'm a 3-point shooter and I'm destroying people from the outside, no, my little, 6'4", tail, 6'2" tail, that weighs 200 pounds, doesn't need to be underneath trying to go bang out against, 7 foot, 250, 260 pound dudes, trying to post them up. No, I need to stay my butt out here shooting them threes. If in the blocks is where I'm dominant, that's why I'm dominant. I need to stay there. I don't need to be out there trying to drain 3-pointers. I got to do what I do. And Devine Haney needs to let others do what they do, and Devine Haney needs to perfect what he does. There's nothing wrong with his style. There's nothing wrong with the way he fights. He just needs to continue progressing and perfecting that. and be yourself. Because trying to be somebody else, trying to be something that you're not, is going to get you put to sleep. It's going to shorten your career. It's going to get you hurt, just like you did in your previous fight. And you're lucky that there wasn't 10 more seconds, because that man hit you, and then he knew the bell rang, so that's why he stood there and just looked at you and saw you wobbling. You know, there was 10 seconds there, you would have been on that floor. You might not have gotten up, because you were dazed, you were wide open, and you couldn't protect yourself in that second. And he could have hurt you badly. So learn from that. You know what I'm saying? Learn from that and start to be yourself. Just be yourself. You know? And I've said it before, I'll say it again. Trying to be something that you're not is going to get you hurt. But great performance last night still. You know, you still got the victory. It wasn't even close. You know, it wasn't even close. Congratulations. Like, subscribe, share. I'm out.